YouTube is live.
It's live! Good morning, everybody on YouTube and on axradio.com. Get ready to go live on the old Facebook. You ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Come on, work for me. Work for me.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hello, YouTubers.
YouTubers.
Good morning, radio peoples.
Morning, YouTubers.
We are waiting to go live on Facebook.
That's right. Live on the Facebook. Oh, no.
Yeah.
There we go. We're going to go live. We're live, probably live now. There we go. We're so professional.
We are. Professional.
Professional. Good morning. Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt and Jay. We're glad to have everybody on board with us today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I am going to like and share this video.
Oh, that's a good idea. You guys should like and share this video as well. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and hit that like, and what do you call it? Turn on your notifications so you can be notified every time we get online.
Every time.
Every time. All right, let's back this off, yeah. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
Glad to have everybody with us today. Here in a little bit, we're going to talk about something in regards to sex education in schools.
What's that about?
We were talking about it earlier.
What is that?
Sex education. First of all, they don't need to teach it so young as they're doing now. They're trying to get it to where it's like we're talking
Good morning, Uncle Bruce.
third graders and stuff. Don't need to know about that.
Oh, so are we getting started already? I
No,
thought you
I'm
said
just-
we were going to talk about that later.
Oh, it's just kind of giving everybody kind of an idea of what's going to be talked about.
I don't know what's going on here.
Here at Atten.
Atten.
Atten. That's
Axe.
Axe Television Network. For those of you who
Yes.
don't know what that is.
But you'll find us at Axe Media Group.
That's right.
That's where our videos post.
That's where our videos post.
And you'll find us on YouTube.
And you can find
And
us on YouTube
Facebook.
and Facebook, both. Yeah.
Check us out.
Yeah, check us out.
Like us. Share us with your friends.
I was going to try. I can't pull off the repeat thing like you do.
I can do it.
Yeah, you do it pretty
I'm good at it.
Yeah, you're good at it.
Yeah. That was pretty good. If that was your attempt at a start, at practice,
Yeah, that's
you nailed it. You nailed it.
well, what can I say? I'm
Morning, Steve.
perfect at everything, so
Yeah.
wait, no, that's that
Morning,
I don't
Uncle
mind.
Ray.
I'm not perfect at anything. So, all right.
Perfect at imperfection.
That's right. I am
Welcome
a
to the
perfect
club.
imperfectionist.
Sounds like it's time.
Already?
Yes. Do you know who our first advertiser is this morning? Who's
Well,
on deck?
who's on deck? We're probably first of all, I got to find my
Banner?
Have you so you liked and shared this video on Facebook?
Yes, I did.
Well, for some reason it's not popping up. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Liked it, shared it.
All right.
There. I liked it and shared it again.
I'm liking it and sharing it as we speak.
Angie Terra Brew.
Angie Terry Brood.
Terra Brewed.
She's one of the original members of
Oh, am I watching another video? Oh, yeah, it's this one. Marsha Holland is watching.
Good Morning Marsha Holland. Welcome to the party. Steve Schultz says morning. Angie Terry Brood says good morning.
Morning.
Bruce Pearson says morning, boys.
Good morning. That's Uncle Bruce to me.
That's Father Bruce to me.
Yep, Father Bruce
Father Bruce.
to you. Reverend Bruce Pearson to the ex.
I answered the phone the other day when he was calling. I said, "Hello, sir." He says, you don't have to call me sir." He said,
Yeah, the veteran sir.
Dad
He said,
is
Don't call
fine."
me sir.
"Yeah, Dad is
Something
fine."
like
He says. Now we've already got, wow, look at that, quite a few viewers already joining us today.
Yeah, good morning.
So
So we have a hot topic.
we do have
We
a hot
still
topic.
didn't do our ad, but we were going to talk about sex education, some things that we think should be included.
Well, let's do
that
an
are
ad
being
real
left
quick.
out.
And I'm not, I'm glad you reminded me because I would have forgotten all about the ad. I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
But,
And who are we going to advertise for?
We're going to advertise for, oh, yeah, you need to know that. Naturalsolutionstore.bz. Am I on this camera now?
No. Do you want to be?
Yeah, and that's what we're doing.
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. New technology.
Ladies and what?
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's we got you close up. Close up on that one, Matt.
5-HTP, everybody. Now, stress is one of the major causes of weight gain. Causes? I said causes. We can't talk this morning. Major causes of weight gain. I just made up a word. Now, I've heard it said that when you're under a lot of stress, you could just drink water and gain weight. I don't know exactly how true that is, but it's a good expression. It makes sense. You could just drink water and gain weight. Stress control is important for all-around good health. Now, I have round health, but not all-around good health. Naturalsolutionstore.bz offers a product called 5-HTP to help with reducing the stress load on our bodies.
Yeah.
5-HTP is the building block of serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter.
Is that what quotes did you just do?
Well, because they've got quotation marks on feel-good. So I figure, got to be accurate here. That's a neurotransmitter that regulates our moods, sleep cycles, and even influences our responses to pain. Preliminary evidence suggests that the addition of 5-HTP to our diet may promote weight loss by helping to reduce appetite and therefore the number of calories taken in. So it goes to say that this product provides natural mood-enhancing ingredients to promote well-being and stress reduction. One bottle contains 180 capsules and is manufactured in the USA in an FDA-registered facility according to strict standards. This formula is non-GMO, gluten-free, and all natural. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. You can get your 5-HTP at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz. That's right, .bz.
Good morning, Isabella. Good morning, Patty.
All right, so that being said, you can go ahead and take my face off.
off of there now.
Yeah.
Is my face off of there now?
It is off of there.
Woo!
So now, and there goes the banner.
There goes the banner.
So, sex education. We thought this morning there were some things we should be talking about in our sex education classes with our children. And
Yeah.
if they're not going to do it at the schools, maybe we should do it at home. Make sure that these
Aunt
kids
Patty.
understand a few things.
Yeah.
What we were wondering this morning, and the question arose, and I don't understand why. I don't know how it came up. Why are things like alcohol and drug use not included in sex education? They're all things that come into a young person's life at an adolescent age, and
That's something they need to be.
at puberty. When they're coming of age, they experiment with all of these things. But alcohol and drugs lower
you
your
too, Aunt Patty.
inhibitions.
That's right. That's actually the first thing that it attacks in your brain. Is
So does peer pressure lower your inhibitions?
that part of your brain that makes you aware of consequences is the first thing. That's the first thing that alcohol attacks.
Yeah.
And then after that, it attacks your motor skills.
Yeah.
And then, so the inhibitions is the first thing gone.
Yeah.
Like when you get a buzz, when you have a buzz, your inhibitions have already been destroyed. Just done.
Yep.
So,
And that's we've talked about this so many times. Choices, being separated from the consequences of our choices. The thing is, that's not possible to do. We can seemingly do it, but in the end, you are stuck with the consequences of your choices.
right.
So when they don't include in education, in sex education, because it does relate directly to sex, when your inhibitions are lowered, and you're at a party with friends, and there's boys and girls, you got all the hormones going, you're at a young age. These are all a bad combination. What the result can be pregnancy, STDs, regrettable sexual experiences, and those are all things that the children ought to know. These young people coming of age ought to be aware of, and they ought to be aware of it in a way where they can't really ignore one or the other. It should be included in sex education.
Right, because it's part of it.
Yeah. And the way the media is now and the way things are in our social environment where they want to separate it, or they want to also they want to make abortion seem like some trivial thing. There should be something that they should know about abortion,
Yeah.
And what the actual event is, what it means.
And how
It's not a
how it
pleasant
happens.
experience, and it's not a
No.
backup plan.
No,
It's a horrible backup plan.
it's terrible.
One that's also risky health-wise. It's a
Not-
surgery.
Yeah, and not just for the baby's sake that they're killing, but also the psychological effect that it has on
Yeah.
on women.
Why
Now,
is
women,
there
we
a
want you
side-
to we want you to weigh in on this, please. Down
And why
in the
is there a
comments below.
psychological effect?
Because it's murder. You're killing something that your body that you're making. Your body is God is creating, using your body as the incubation to create a life. And there are numerous states now that are following suit and saying if they can detect a heartbeat, they are not allowed to get an abortion.
Yeah.
Which I'm in full agreement with.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will get mad at me for that. You know, there's a lot, but I don't really.
I think before that. I'm sorry. I
I
can't-
agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that everybody's following suit, starting to. I mean,
They're
you had-
bringing back the line.
yeah, you had two of the worst states in the nation, obviously, that are saying that you can abort a baby up until as it's coming out of the womb and still in the birth canal.
Yeah.
They can kill a baby. That's sickening.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already went that far. Just a couple of pushes, let it out. Give the baby up for adoption. I know that's a horrible thing to think about. I know whenever you hear that baby's heartbeat and you see that ultrasound, it changes your perspective completely. And then when the baby starts kicking, then it really changes your perspective. It's like something out of Alien, you know.
Well, there's a reason sex, drugs, and rock and roll are all is an old phrase that we've used for many, many years, because they all do work together.
Yeah.
And these are consequences. And then not only that, after that, you face all of those things and the social, political stigmas of it, no matter what side you're on.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want your body and your intimate sexual experiences to be part of a political movement.
I do want to say that these are our opinions, and they're not necessarily the opinions of Axe Media Group. I'm pretty sure that they are, but this is us talking. This isn't Axe Media Group
Yeah.
or Axe Ministry talking. So don't hold them accountable. Hold us accountable for what we say,
Yeah.
because these are the words of our voice, not anybody else's. These are our opinions,
Yeah.
and these we have to.
I think young men, they need to be taught that sperm inside of them is a living thing, and
Yeah.
it has the potential to live in the environment that they have in their body. It has the potential to live for a particular amount of time. I think it's like 23 days. I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know the biological lifespan of
Right.
of a sperm inside a man's body, but then if it's delivered into the body of a woman, it has the potential to go for 9 months and then be born into a world where it has the potential to live 120 years. Well, that's the thing, though, is the introduction to an environment where it has more potential is what you're doing, and you can't separate yourself from the consequences of that. And alcohol and drugs should be included in sex education, so should abortion, because they are all related and relative to sex.
Right. Sorry, I was sending a text to one of our other show hosts. So yeah, this is a. What do you guys think? Do you think I honestly okay? So we got a comment here. I am getting a lot of women that have grown kids, never would ever have had an abortion, not an option, and 5 darn C-sections, but now I have 3 Oh, wait. I started reading Marcia's comment, and it just, Isabella put a comment up there, and I just started reading right in the middle of that, so I combined those 2 comments. Let's read Marcia's first. I'm getting a lot of women that have been raped in the ministry. It's sad due to being high or drunk.
Yeah.
And that's true. And I cannot even fathom the devastation. I mean, I can sit here and say, oh, I can imagine, but I can't really imagine
There's no way to imagine
the horror, horror, not the other word, that a woman goes through whenever they are being physically taken advantage of. And, you know, a lot of men are way stronger than a lot of women. It's just how we're built. And
Well, the
I just can't
consequences
imagine.
of that should be the same.
Kind of makes my heart
Unavoidable.
race a little bit, anxiety a little bit, even thinking about it, because I'm an empathetic person, and I can try to imagine it, and I don't even want to think about it. But that's terrible. Whenever you're partying, that a lot of times that's when it happens. Is like at a party whenever people have been drinking, because not only are the woman's inhibitions taken away, but also the men's inhibitions.
Yeah. Plus, your senses are also inhibited. What's that word? You know, the reason you can't drink and drive, or you're not supposed to, and it's against the law to drink and drive, is because your senses are. What's the word for that? Impaired.
Yeah, it is very much so.
If your senses are impaired, it's more difficult to detect what's actually going on around you. So even I mean, how can you? It's difficult to hear what I mean. Oblivion is what I was shooting for a long time with my drinking and drug use. And let me tell you something. Oblivion, you can have one of those little things blasting in your ear and not even hear what's being said. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not making excuses. That's definitely not what I mean to do. But what I'm saying is that the mix of alcohol, drugs, and sexuality and youth is a combination that our children ought to be taught. When the time comes to teach sex education, they ought to be taught that those things are very closely connected, and to be careful and beware when their senses are not impaired, when their inhibitions are as they are supposed to function in full, effect. That's when it's time to make the decisions about where you will go, who you will be around, what you will do
Right.
when you're there. And that's the time to make the decisions, and making those decisions at the right time can be the difference between making your life a political movement
Not just
instead of having a life where you can be,
yeah.
involved in political movements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, also, like, you can, people get designated drivers.
Yeah.
Get a designated sober buddy to bring with you, or a sober person to bring with you that can help look out for you.
If they consume drugs and alcohol, their inhibitions will be lowered.
That's right.
And
That's
so
why I said
will-
make sure they're sober.
Their senses will be impaired too. Yeah. But the thing is,
that's
at
difficult.
that age,
Yeah, peer pressure. Kids fear social death more than anything else.
Yeah, they do.
More than the wrath of their parents, the wrath of the law.
Pregnancy, STDs, all of those things.
Yeah.
Social death.
So real
and
quick,
rejection are.
I'm going to go ahead and read Isabella Noel Dolce. She says, hubby and I have 5 grown kids. Never would ever have had an abortion. Not an option. I've had 5 darn C-sections, but now I have 5 successful kids. And you do have a beautiful family. When people comment on here, I always check out their profile and stuff. So, but yeah.
I am sad.
Thank you for that.
I suddenly, by hearing her perspective and point of view, suddenly I realized that there is a point of view that's missing. And however hostily we feel about it, and however much we
We need a
disagree
woman on
with it,
here.
there are women out there who have had abortions. There are women out there who have accepted the beliefs that a fetus is not a living thing until I don't even know when, and I'm sure that they're confused about it and don't know where to draw the line, and when they find themselves in that position, they've got to make decisions, and those decisions are very difficult to make. Maybe they're easy to make until you find out what it really is.
Yeah.
Because there's the morning after pill. And then there's the regret, which is a big thing too. The regret of the night before. So I can't imagine, even a young man, I can't imagine, what they're going through now. Because in my time and in my day, this wasn't really quite the issue that it is now,
Yeah.
and the movement wasn't quite as strong to change our fundamental beliefs about sexuality and pregnancy and abortion and you know, consequences of action and all of that, you know. I can't imagine growing up in this time. There's so much missing, I think, that needs to be said. There's so much not being said that needs to be said, and it's so much being left for the media to teach. Although I have also heard that this generation is now one of the most conservative generations coming up in our history, because they have access to the media and they see its flaw.
Yeah.
They see, hey, this, you know, really doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And they see how crazy
Yeah.
it's getting out there.
Yeah.
And so we got one that's an extremely liberal generation, and then the generation behind that's extremely conservative.
Yeah.
But real quick, go ahead and put me on the screen there,
Oh, it's time for a
and we're going to talk a little bit about
I got-
some.
distraction.
That's all right.
There he is.
We're going to talk about milk thistle on www.naturalsolutionsstore.bz.
Got these.
Milk thistle. It is a natural substance that improves skin health. Don't drink it. It's not actual milk. It helps to detoxify the liver and pancreas to control diabetes. Detoxifies the liver. I think it already says that. Supports healthy liver function, which, you know, detoxifying the liver can absolutely do. And it aids the liver's cellular regeneration, boosts immune response, and its powerful antioxidant properties help to neutralize free radicals. And you can get your milk thistle at www.naturalsolutionsstore.bz.
Got these.
Back to you guys.
Was that a hint?
Yeah. Did you get me back off there? Good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back.
But yeah, I actually, I wish we could. Well, I'll see about maybe possibly getting. I'll make some phone calls and see if we can't get. I have a friend who was raped at a party, at a college party, and she kept the child and raised the child, and I'll see if we can't get
Morning,
her on
Skylar
here
Carter.
to talk about that. Good
Skylar.
morning, Skylar. I'd like to get her on the show and talk to her about, or call her and talk to her about it, and get that perspective as well. If I can, it's hard to get a woman.
I would even think of a woman who is part of the pro-choice movement, because there is a contrast. It's got to change the way you see relationships too.
Yeah,
Look, we all know, any of us that have been in an intimate and personal relationship, one that we wanted to be important, you know, that we wanted to last, that may be exclusive or even not. But in our intimate and close relationships, trust is always a hard thing to manage. We all have different ideas and perspectives and feelings about all kinds of different subjects, and this is an issue that can complicate it. Look, if you're wanting to get involved in an intimate and long-lasting relationship with somebody, and you find out that they've had an abortion, well, there's got to be the question in your mind. If I want a family, the question in your mind has got to come up. When you think of the laws that a person can just cross a state line and eliminate something that you feel is important and that is a life and that is yours without your consent or anything like that, and that they may actually have the fundamental beliefs and feelings about it, that this is not a thing, that's not important, it's not, you know, it's for me to choose and you have no choice. These are issues that complicate relationships, and I think in the end, aren't relationships important?
yeah, but
Aren't
also
they more important than political movements and issues?
But there's another side that I want us to get on here too. I want to actually see if I can't find a guest that would be able to do it, because there are a woman who's actually had an abortion a lot of times doesn't like to talk about it,
Yeah.
because they, in their heart of hearts, they know there's nothing normal about what goes on during an abortion. That's nothing. There's nothing normal about it. It's a traumatic experience, both physically, mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Even taking that out of it, say, okay, it's not a life.
That's still physically.
It's still not a good experience, and it's still not something you want to do. To go, I mean, it's like going out and saying, I think I'll have my tonsils removed today. Yeah, I think I'll have my nose removed today.
And there's a
It's
reason why they have
surgery.
a cover up during that, so the mother can't see what's going on.
Because it's traumatic.
It
and
is.
It's invasive.
Absolutely, not just that. I mean, just seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and you see a bunch of stuff on the internet, on Facebook and stuff. Usually, Facebook takes it down pretty quick, or they cover it up, and you have to choose whether or not to uncover it. Say it's graphic or whatever. And there's some pretty rough things out there.
Yeah.
And they're real things, showing. Whenever they give someone a DNC and pull it out of there, there's still a little embryo moving around.
Yeah.
And that stuff is, man, that's hard. I can't even. We need to get some ladies on here of all perspectives.
Yeah, we do,
someone
and
who's
that would be helpful.
pro-choice,
Mhm.
someone who's pro-life.
Yeah, we're looking for you. If
Women.
you want to come on and state your. Now, remember, we may not agree with you completely.
But we're
and
not
we
gonna shoot
can't
you down either.
understand.
We're not going to shoot you down either or embarrass you or anything. If you're pro-choice, we want to get your side of it.
Yeah.
Because we can all have a discussion without being mean to one another. It doesn't have to be so confrontational.
Yeah.
But also, if I can get some of my friends who have
Who
had
understand the consequence.
who've had an abortion or two, actually, to talk about it, which it's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
We'd love
Because you also got to look at the perspective of thinking about what the life is going to be like for you with it.
right.
Once it is a real, viable, living human being, then what connection do you have to it? Because it's not like the pro-choice people and people of the pro-choice movement don't feel like a 13-year-old child is connected to its parent in some actual way. I don't think that that's their belief. I think they believe that they are connected to that child in some way.
Yeah.
So even
13-year-old child?
even though you may have adopted your child out, that child is still part of you and grows up and is
And you'll always think about him.
and is your descendant. It's the part of you that goes on.
It's
when
your
you pass.
bloodline.
Yeah. So I don't think that they don't believe that. I think that they believe and understand that your child is your child, and when it grows up, it's your child.
Yeah. Now,
And there's different perspectives on that, I'm sure.
yeah.
Some would probably say, no, there's no connection. And
Now, there are times whenever medically a doctor will say it's either
the mother of the child.
you either abort this child or you're going to die. There's a good chance that you'll die giving birth to it. And that's not a decision you should come by lightly, obviously.
Nor should it be a political movement.
Nor
or
should it be a
public
political
issue.
Because we don't need to bring these women to the forefront and traumatize them further by bringing it up and throwing it all in their face.
Yeah. Well, and another thing is once the baby's gone, it's gone. There's no changing of the
Yeah,
mind.
there's
Well,
no-
there is a changing. There can be a changing of the mind, but that will bring about a dramatic change of the feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're stuck with those.
So, yeah, that's the topic of today. And it all started with we think that they should teach about drugs and alcohol and party and lifestyle with the sex education.
Sexuality and abortion all
Yeah.
should be included.
It
in
should all be
sex
part of it
education.
and show all sides of it. They can't just show pro-choice only. They should show.
Yeah, because it's not a political issue.
It
It's
is
a life
not.
issue. If
It
you're
is.
alive, you face this issue.
And if our schools aren't teaching our kids some life issues, then they need to redo something.
Yeah.
Because that's part of it. That's the whole part of school is to not only learn, technical stuff like math, science, reading.
And in case I haven't made my position clear, I feel like a man's sperm is a living thing.
They
with
should
the
put more
potential
emphasis
to
on
live
that.
with the potential to live 120 years, provided it's introduced into the right environment, which would be the woman's womb and then into the world
Yeah,
at birth.
yeah.
and it's alive from the time it somehow becomes separate from the man inside his body.
Yeah. And then it unites. And
That's
you know,
when it becomes a life, and that's how I feel about it.
and a woman's egg's alive too.
I think the egg is the environment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still it's
It provides
It's
the
biological,
DNA, but
yeah.
provides her building blocks to the sperm and builds it into a baby.
yeah.
And that's what I mean. Yeah. So without it, you can't have a living human being.
Right. So these are all things to consider. You know.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, because the woman's egg and body build the baby into something of her own as well.
And I think that the fathers
That's part of her.
I think that the father should have a say so in the you know, because they're talking about pro-choice. Well, it's not. I don't think it should just be the woman's choice, because the father has half that DNA there. Live video is interrupted. We're having issues with Facebook again.
It was interrupted.
Yeah, it says live video interrupted. Oh, I wonder why.
I don't see that yet. Okay, now I see it timing.
I'm wondering why.
We were down to 4 people. I mean, I'm wondering if maybe these topics aren't over.
Well, the live video is interrupted, so.
Oh, okay. So it's going down to 3. I see. We're gonna restart it.
Not yet. I mean,
It says it's still live.
does it? Yeah, but it says live video is interrupted. It's frozen. My thing is froze up. No. I don't know why it's. There we go. We're back at it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what happened there. It might be our bandwidth.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I think that somebody was interrupting something they didn't want to be broadcast.
What?
I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yeah.
Well, I guess
think the algorithm picked out our language and said, Psst, nix that.
no. It was my software. Was yours messing up too?
It was messing up on my Facebook as I'm watching it on Facebook, but on YouTube, it was.
Yeah,
it
I just think we were taking up too much bandwidth, or something. Something was going on.
Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of stuff open on this thing.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. So,
Angie Terror Brew.
yeah, she says
Says
good
great
points. Yep. Let's take that off of there. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff open on here. That's probably one of the reasons why. Or it just could. Let me do a.
How can we reach people this way, though? I mean, how can we reach people and make them think a little differently?
You know, we're doing the best we can right now.
Yep.
It's
So what is our next commercial?
our next
sponsor?
commercial will be Sentimental Hoarder. Yeah, that's what I say. Let's see.
Boom, there it is.
Yeah, the Sentimental Hoarder. It's a place in Kansas City. Let me pull up my little screen here of the.
And you need to be. Oh, wait a minute. Where are you?
Where am I?
I got to bring up you again because you're doing the commercial, sir.
Yep, I'm not there yet. I will be here shortly
Tell
on mine.
me when you're ready.
So,
Boom, now you're live, sir. All you-
Am I?
Yep. There's
All
Mr.
right.
Matthew Pearson.
All right. Today we're going to talk
Oh.
about.
I think he's saying your last name, too.
I don't care. Sentimental Hoarders. Now that's at 1422 St. Louis Avenue in Kansas City, Missouri. It's a great place. If you go on the Real Axe Media Group, the Real News Review, it's the second page as of right now, and it's an article. There's an article about it. You can get all this information there as well. But go to axemediagroup.com. So
Hello, Lori.
room after room, table after table, and wall after wall are beautifully preserved collectibles that span decades of time. Furniture, dishware, jewelry, books, one-of-a-kind antiques, and more are available by private appointment by just calling 913-529-9472. That number is down below right now. The tour of this remarkable place is worth the time and the opportunity. You will have the opportunity to have something special to see and touch that is simply fantastic. So call now, the number below, 913-529-9272, and make it an afternoon or a weekend adventure into time. You will collect a piece of time and make a wonderful memory with your spouse, your friend, your companion. Just call now at 913-529-9272. That is the Sentimental Hoarder on 1422 St. Louis Avenue in Kansas City, Missouri.
I'm getting cannot believe it.
What?
On Facebook.
I'm going to go ahead and fly out of here. I'm still playing it. It's still playing fine. Your phone's not on our Wi-Fi, is it? No. Hello, Lori. Are you out of the hospital yet? Angie Terry Brute says, "Yep." So, yeah, we got our listeners have been staying over like between 7 and 10 so far.
Skylar says, thank you. So it's just Michael.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Skylar. Skylar's off doing some signing for the military today, I think.
Wow. Big thing, big deal, big move, big move.
That is a big move. Going fully active?
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, that's a pretty heavy topic. It's 8:38, so we covered 35 minutes of this topic. And we were just planning on talking about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's something that we feel very strongly about. And, they should, in the sex education programs at school, should put more emphasis on
The environments that people,
Not just
young
that.
people will be introduced into when they're
the fact that the choice alone is the choice is not the woman's alone.
Yeah.
Man needs to be careful about what he's doing with that part of his with that particular.
and it's
part
not
of him.
political movement's choice either.
No, it's
Not
personal
a
choice.
Political party's choice.
I think the politics should be out of it.
It's the choice of a man and woman.
Yeah.
The two that it takes to make it.
Yeah. So, tell us your opinion. Chime in on the comments below, or you can send us a private message. If you're interested, if you're a woman and you have a unique point of view, or just one of these points of views, and you want to be on our show to talk about it, let us know. We'll get you on here, and we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your side. If you're a pro-choice person, get on here. Let's talk about it.
Hey, I shared something yesterday from Teo Makambe.
Teo!
Teo Makambe. Well, I don't know how to say his name exactly, but
You said it right. Teo Makambe.
his book that he gave us when he was here, he has had re-edited and republished. Now I'm halfway through the book. I just started reading 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm engrossed in it. Dude, to me, it's so well written. It's narrating an actual event that took place, and it's narrating it from his perspective mainly, but also from the perspectives of his brothers and sisters, and
Yeah.
some other family members and a cousin, I believe.
This gentleman was part of the genocide that happened in what's the name of the town?
A victim. His family and his tribe were victims. They were the Tutsi.
The Tutsi.
Yep.
And they 80,000 people in 30 days?
100,000.
100,000 people in 30 days.
800,000 people in 100 days. It was almost a million.
Wow. And he's back there now spreading the gospel.
Is he right now there?
I saw he
know
posted
that's his plan.
he posted something on Facebook from
He was
Africa.
here raising money for Africa, for their outreach in Africa, and what they want to do is introduce the gospel.
and still to this day that is the most viewers we've had on any show.
And I had some misunderstandings about his story, because there was some Christian influence there, for him at least, growing up. Now the Hutu and the Tutsi, the genocide, there was one in 1959 as well. So this idea had been given to them before that. Now, historically, before this idea from the West came that made them separate from one another
Mm-hmm.
and changed their definition of who they are, that separated them, came from earlier. Earlier it was actually just a description of your social standing. And there was Hutu were the employed of the royalty and were, say, middle class, because of course they had a better income being employed by the royalty. And the Tutsi were the poor, those who were not employed by royalty. And so they were poor, and you could move up and down from Tutsi to Hutu, but you could not move into, and I couldn't remember the third party, which was the royalty. So this was what it meant before the West came in and introduced the idea that they were actually different and separate, and they could not move back and forth, up and down these lines, that they were actually a separate people. Then they shut one another off from, and the Tutsi, of course, became victimized because they were the poor. How could they defend themselves?
Yeah. I want to do, since, we've been talking about some heavy stuff, but I want to kind of end the note today. It's not the end yet, but it's a random scripture generator on BibleDice.com. This is great. 1 John chapter 3, verses 22 through 24 is the random scripture of today. Actually, you can do as many random scriptures as you want over and over again. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his sight. Verse 23, and this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and love one another as he gave us commandment. Verse 24, and he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him, and hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he has given us. So yeah, 1 John. Another random scripture would be 1 John chapter 1, verses 8 through 10. And if we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. That makes sense. Because he says, God said, that there's no person without sin. And if we say that we're without sin, we're basically calling God a liar. So that's, we could do a whole show on just that.
Yeah.
Because,
So, all right, I'm back on. I guess I'm getting the video now.
we're definitely not without sin.
No. Definitely not.
So, well, we got about 10 minutes left. So, what do you guys want to talk about now?
Hey, I'm still sitting here on you.
Are you? Poor people on YouTube. Fellas. And ladies. Sorry about that.
Whoops. Okay. So I gotta work on my.
See, it's now you see why a lot of times I'll be sitting here doing stuff and then I'll be
distracted.
Yeah.
Distracted.
Well, you know what happens? You got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Got a lot of stuff to remember to do.
And I got distracted with the video not working.
Yeah.
For me.
I wouldn't have worried about it. I still have it here.
Yeah.
And you can still see the comments.
No, I couldn't see the comments.
You couldn't see the comments?
Well, they weren't coming up, I don't think. I don't know.
Lori,
I shouldn't say that because I don't know.
Lori was in the hospital, and I asked if she was out of the hospital yet. She said,
"Yep,
have been almost 2 weeks, and after a month and a half of not being in church, I was able to go to the prayer meeting last night at our church, which is, right. I bet that was amazing." Angie Terrabrood says, "Have a great day. Was driving and listening. Back to my real life." Smiley face.
Morning,
Sandy Bray, welcome to the party. We were talking about all kinds of stuff this morning.
Actually, one thing in particular was,
Like and share this video.
yeah, please. That would help us out a lot if you guys
Yep.
could like and share this. And if you're on YouTube, be sure and give us a thumbs up and set your notifications to let you know whenever we're live. Because sometimes we don't just go live for our show. We also have other shows throughout the week.
Yeah, and we're looking for perspectives on these topics that we can't cover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's one of those things that when we see a protest going on, we should get a camera out, even a cell phone, and ask a few questions.
I had a perfect opportunity, except I was on my way to work and had absolutely no time to stop.
I know. It kind of makes you want to leave a little early just in case, huh?
Well, I mean, how do you predict anything like that? And then I don't want to sit at work so much earlier.
Today is Jared Carter's birthday.
Good morning, Jared Carter.
You know,
Happy
Jared
birthday.
Carter's, he's not watching. It's just, a lot of people wouldn't get near as many birthday wishes if it wasn't for Facebook.
Yeah.
Being like,
This is very true.
because it starts at midnight. It starts.
Yeah.
You get people that send you messages
With
saying
happy
happy
birthday
birthday.
wishes,
And
yeah.
I love it. It's great. It's really great. Of course, Facebook has made it a little bit easier to wish your friends happy birthday.
Yeah, they have, and I like that.
And
I appreciate those things.
you can send them an e-card or whatever.
Get to see what's up with family and friends.
Sandy says, if I miss it, I'll watch it late. Yes, it is. He is here with me. Oh, yeah, Jared Carter is there with Skylar Carter. Skylar Carter.
They must be related somehow.
Yeah, maybe. Call me crazy,
Yeah.
but
Hey, crazy. What's up, my brother?
ouch. That hurts my feels. That hurts my feels, Jay.
Where are we here?
It's 8:48, and we are in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri.
So, Teo Makumbe, check out the book.
What's
It's
it called?
The Race for Life.
The Race for Life.
Yep.
It was amazing. Dennis Everson actually brought him in here.
Yeah.
And
And thank you very much, Dennis. That was
we're going to try and get Dennis Everson to start coming in here more often. I'm going to teach him how to do what I do also. So that way, if I really take vacation or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, I mean, this is
You
really
need one.
a two-man job now, what with YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
So, don't worry. It's two different streams. YouTube has its own system
Yeah.
that we're broadcasting with, and Facebook has its own system that we're using.
We have
two
quite a
separate-
lot of material that could be used for, reruns
Yeah.
for vacation.
Yeah, I've got.
We should plan them at the same time, though, so that I can take one, too.
I think I've got almost a terabyte of, maybe not a terabyte, maybe half a terabyte of shows and audio. I've got the audio for the shows recording separately.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to get out of here, too. I'd like to go take a week, or even 2 weeks, really, to go see my sisters. Someday.
Lori
when I can
says-
afford to.
you're crazy, but you were loved anyways.
Yes, you are, Mr. Matthew. Good morning, Jim Whining.
Jim Whining's on here now.
Yeah.
Wow, why am I not seeing this?
I don't know unless I'm watching a rerun.
Am I wearing a blue shirt?
Yep, you are. Oh, you mean on the video?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Jim
What
on
is that
here.
going on YouTube?
I think Jim is watching on YouTube.
Is he?
Yeah.
I see him here on Facebook as well.
Do you? See, I'm not seeing it.
Well.
That's all right. It happens. And yes, I never claimed to be normal, Lori. She says I'm crazy. I was going to talk about something. Last night, I thought about making a little short, video kind of, but I'm trying to remember what it was about. I guess it wasn't that important. Not everything we say are gems. Just saying. Priscilla Kemp, morning. Welcome to the show. Jim is watching and listening as Axe Media Group. So, he's also listening as Jim Whining, too.
Now, Freeway Ministries is also working in South Africa. So we have Teo, who we understand is working in Central Africa. And then Freeway Ministries has work that they're doing in South Africa.
Freeway Ministries or our church?
I think it's Freeway.
'Cause
Maybe it's our church as well.
Our church, yeah, we have a missionary program. We have missionaries that live in other countries, and that's all they do.
Yeah, freeway is too. Yeah.
And they're provided for financially by church and everything,
Yeah.
which is what the church is supposed to do.
Yep.
It's supposed to be the hub, the stop point where you can sit and get your cup refilled,
My
and then go
nose
back
itchy.
out and use what they've filled you with to fill other cups. It's time for us to get out of here.
It is.
So next on the show, it doesn't look like we have anybody here for. We'll tune
Call
in
me
for the
crazy.
Power Hour next,
Power Hour is next.
to be sure. And you can watch both those on YouTube or on Facebook. So, Freeway Ministries Worldwide. It's in Freeway, Cape Town.
Yeah, South Africa.
That's all right, Priscilla. She says, sorry, I'm late. Oh, she was talking about both of us when she said we're crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So, that being said, it's time for us to get out of here.
Yep.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the Morning Drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow. Same time, same channel. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
This has been The Morning Drive.